Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I am Richard. This is Random Street Theater, and I have just seen and tried to film a review for 2021's Halloween Kills. Before I get into that, let me remind you, of course, that for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from the company 4Ocean, and 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. So, if you could be so good as to support this channel by commenting, liking, and subscribing, I will then be supported in pulling more trash out of the ocean. Every 1,000 subscribers, I've actually pulled about 6 pounds at this point. But, I only have 4,000 subscribers. We can make that grow. Anyway, so as you all probably know by now, Halloween is one of the longest running series in horror. And, you've got it started out as a masterpiece of Freudian horror, a film about essentially a eunuch character who lusted so much after his sister, he had to penetrate her with something, so he used a knife, and that was Michael Myers. And then last year's film retcons everything but that, and creates Michael Myers into a ridiculously obsessed character who is going after Laurie Strode for unknown reasons. And, he gets out of the mental institution and comes after Laurie, played by Jamie Lee Curtis. And, of course, Jamie Lee Curtis this time is just as obsessed with him, so she's got a trap going. And boom, boom goes the dynamite. Boom, boom goes the dynamite. That movie was awesome. Okay, a little crazy, but... Laurie, let's just be clear. There's this thing called a Desert Eagle, a handgun made in Israel that has a .50 caliber round. And if you shoot someone with a Desert Eagle that has a .50 caliber round, they tend to pop. It's just shoot someone in the hand and you kill them. So I don't know why you needed to build that kind of a trap, but you could have also filled this trap with things that go boom like dynamite. And then there would be pieces of Michael Myers. So we set that all aside, and this movie starts off. The house is burning. Michael's down there. He's not quite dead. Firemen show up, saves his ass, and his ungrateful ass does what Michael Myers does. And then he goes after Laurie again, who at this time is being taken to the hospital because Michael stabbed her up. All right, so there we are. And when everybody finds out that Michael Myers is still alive, and it has got to be late at night at this point, they form mobs that go after Michael. Alright, so now Michael is going up against a reasonable adversary. It's not just one crazy person, it's a large group of people. They have knives, they have guns, and they are going to tar this man to pieces. This, of course, does not go well. Innocent people get hurt by mobs and Michaels, and, you have a movie. All right. And if you really watch that first Halloween, not the second movie called Halloween, or the second Halloween movie, or even the third movie called Halloween, you have to have seen that to get this, then, you would know that there are callbacks. Like the kid that Laurie Strode was babysitting in the first movie has come back to seek revenge against Michael. So this is very much a revenge movie, but it's, firstly speaking, you have to have seen the first movie to get what all this is about. Secondly speaking, you have to have seen the previous movie. So you have to have seen Halloween and Halloween, but not Halloween, to understand this film. And then, you do not have a slasher film. Look, there should be boobs in a slasher film. It's an obligatory thing. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but there should be tatas here. Look, when Laurie was brought into the hospital, they had to cut her clothes off. That's standard procedure. And we should have seen some old tatas. It's not about you wanting to see them. It's about they need to be in this kind of a movie. And the original Halloween, I think, was rather devoid of tatas. So there's that, and I mean, I guess. But then, what would have made a much better movie, which didn't happen, is if they had just thought Michael was a regular guy and put him in an ambulance and took him to the hospital, and then, he gets up and he's trying to get to Laurie, who's in a coma in a bed. You know, that would have been great. But that's not what happened. In fact, Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, is largely in bed for most of this movie, not even in danger. She's just a side piece to an otherwise unrelated story. And again, it kind of feels like they took a movie that wasn't Halloween and tried to smush Halloween into it. So here again is the thing. This movie is extremely dependent on the last movie in the series. If you don't watch that movie, you're going to be lost. And there are a lot of moving pieces to this story. So there's a lot of people getting lost. If you're a big Halloween fan, you're going to love this movie. I was in the theater. People were clapping not a lot of people, but people were clapping at the end. They were like, all right, this is our kind of a movie. And there were some people that were kind of groaning. So yes, it is a very divisive movie. So you just judge by, if you would have rated the last movie an A+, you will probably rate this movie a B+. If you rated the last movie a B-, you're going to rate this movie a D. That's the way it is. Fans of the genre must watch, because it's got Halloween in the title. Everybody else, you could put this on your watch if you're bored list. If you've got nothing else to do, I mean, I'm not saying this is a bad movie. It's just that it doesn't lend anything particularly interesting to the storyline. That is the problem. So, I mean, it's a serviceable movie. I've seen worse. If it didn't have huge shoes to fill, I'd say put it on your watch list. But it does. And that's kind of the problem there. You know, again, not a great movie, not a terrible movie, serviceable. But, hey, that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours. Comments below. I'm Richard. That's right, Randall the Rat here, and I'm back. Despite your best effort to be lazy, Richard, the owner of this channel, is still going to pay for a pound of trash to be removed from the ocean for every 1,000 subscribers after he gets monetized. He's paid for 2 pounds. He wants to pay for more. He wants to save the ocean at no cost to you. And what do you have to do? What do you have to do, lazy, disgusting, delicious human? You have to like this video and comment on it and encourage people to subscribe. Randall the Rat, could you come over? I mean, you look delicious. You know, come over. Maybe don't comment on this video, because then people will know you came over, and then I'll eat you and they'll know. Haven't had human in a while.